Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you guys how to draft a simple off-shoulder princess dart bustier pattern. It's very detailed and very beginners friendly. So guys, I have my pattern paper here, my tape rule, my scissors and my rulers. So let's jump right into the tutorial. So the first thing to do is to draw out a starting line at the top of your pattern paper. So this line is going to serve as your starting line and also as the neckline. So I'm going to be taking all the vertical measurements from this line. So because it's an off shoulder pattern, I'm going to place my tape rule 5 inches above the starting line to give the off shoulder effect, and then I'll take my vertical measurements. So from my shoulder to my bust point is 10 inches. With your tape rule 5 inches above the starting line, take your vertical measurements. So my shoulder to my bust is 10 inches. From my shoulder to my under bust is 13.5 inches, and then to my half length is 16 inches. So I'll take my ruler now and extend the lines horizontally. So the next thing to do now is to place your neckline measurements. So to get that, divide your shoulder to shoulder measurement by 2 and take out 1.5 inches. So I have 6.5 inches for mine. So I'll go ahead and place it on the neckline 6.5 inches. And then from that point I'll take my round armhole measurement. So still place your tape rule 5 inches above the starting line, and then place your round armhole measurements divided by 2. So for me I have 9 inches, so I'll take 9 inches and 5 inches above the starting line. I'll place 9 inches. So I'll connect the 2 points together and then extend the line. So let's go ahead to label the lines we drew out. So the first line is the neckline. The second is the chest line. This is the bust line, the under bust, and the waistline. So the next thing to do is to mark the armhole curve. So on the chest line, place your round bust measurements divided by 4. So for me, I have 10.5 inches. I'm going to mark 10.5 inches there. And then I'll take my curved ruler and use it to form my armhole curve, just as you can see me doing in the video. So this is what you should have as well. So after doing that, the next thing is to place the darts. So on the waistline, place your nipple to nipple measurements divided by 2. So for me, I have 4 inches. I have 4 inches. So I'll place it on my bust line, my under bust line, just as you can see me doing. So I'll take my ruler now and connect the 3 points together. So note that this is the open angle of the paper. So that should be the open angle if you're cutting on your fabric as well. So I won't be taking any dart on the closed angle of this pattern. I'll be taking my dart on the open angle. So go ahead to take 2 inches from the dart point this way. And then I'll take the same 2 inches on my under bust line. So I'll use my ruler to connect the 2 points together. So I'll come over to my bust point and then come down by 0.5 inches. Come down by 0.5 inches. And then I'll use my curved ruler to connect it together this way. So just follow what you see me doing in the video. I'll go ahead to connect the 2 points together using my curved ruler. So after connecting, this is what it looks like. This is what you should have as well. So I'll go over down to the armhole point and then measure what I have there. So I have about 6 inches here. So I'm going to come down now by 2.5 inches. So you can make use of 2 inches depending on what you want. And then from that 2 inches point, I'll connect it to meet my chest line using my curved ruler. So guys, just follow exactly what you see me doing in the video. After connecting, this is what we have. So the next thing to do is to mark the armhole dart. So go ahead and take out half an inch on both sides of the line. And then use your curved roller to connect it to meet the line, just as you can see me doing in the video. And then connect the other side to meet the line as well. So after marking out the armhole darts, this is what it looks like. So because we'll be cutting out this armhole dart point, so in order not to reduce the size of our armhole, I'm going to go ahead and extend the line by 1 inch. So I'll first of all measure what I have inside the dart point. I have 1 inch here. So I'll come out now by 1 inch. And I'll just use my ruler to connect it to meet my to join the lines together. And then on this chest line I would extend it by 1 inch also. So right now I'll take my curved ruler and just connect this new armhole points. So I'll connect the new armhole points together. So guys, right now you can disregard the old armhole. I'm just going to go ahead and cross it out. So when we are cutting, we're going to be cutting this new armhole and the upper one. So the next thing to do is to mark the neckline because it's a sweetheart neckline. So I don't want it to be too deep. I'll be coming down by 2 inches. But if you want yours deeper than that, you can go ahead to cut 3 inches and above. So I'll take my curved ruler now and connect it to form my sweetheart neckline. So this is what we have. This is what you should have as well. The next thing to do now is to place our round body measurements. So I'll be starting with the bust line. So go ahead and mark your round bust measurements divided by 4 and add your seam allowance. I'm making use of 2 inches. So I have 12.5 inches there. And then I'll come over to the waistline and place my round waist measurements divided by 4. And then I'll add the 2 inches for that and my seam allowance. So I'll just go ahead and place it there. So right now, take my ruler and connect the points together. So the next thing to do now is to cut out this pattern. So this is basically all for the front panel of your off shoulder princess dart bustier. So I'll go ahead now and cut it out. So go ahead and just cut it out. So watch closely the points I'm going to be cutting out of this pattern so that you won't make any mistake when cutting yours. So after cutting out, I'll just go ahead and arrange it out so that you guys can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like after cutting out. So the next thing to do now is to cut out the back panel. So I have my pattern paper here for the back panel and it's in a fold of 2 as well. So I'm going to go ahead and mark out a straight line at the top of my paper, just like I did for the front panel. And then I will take my basic vertical measurement, placing my tape rule 5 inches above my starting line. This is exactly the same thing I did for the front panel. So just go ahead and label the line so that you won't get confused. And then mark your neckline, which is 6.5 inches. And then the armhole point. So this is just the basic bodice measurement you are drafting out. So for the back neckline, I came down by 1 inch because I don't want it to be too low. Came down by 1 inch. And then I just went ahead to connect the points using my free hand this way. So right now I'm going to go ahead and place the dart, which is 4 inches from the closed angle. And then I'll connect the points together. So for the dart of the back panel, I'm going to take half an inch on both sides of the line. This is on the waistline. I'll take half an inch on both sides, and then I'll go over to the bust line and connect it to meet the bust line this way, forming a slant. I'll connect it to meet the bust line this way. So after connecting the points, this is what we have. So right now, I'll take the armhole dart. So you can decide to leave yours this way, or you can just take the princess dart also on the armhole. So I'll come down now by 2 inches at the back. I'll take 2 inches down, and then I will just use my curved ruler to connect the points together. So I won't be taking any dart on this armhole point. I'll just cut it out this way. So the next thing to do is to place the round body measurement on this dart. So like I said, I won't be taking any darts on the armhole point. I'll just add half an inch to the bust measurement when I'm cutting it. So I'll place my round bust measurement divided by 4 plus my seam allowance, making 12.5 inches. And then on the waistline, I'll place my round waist measurements divided by 4, and I'll add my 1 inch dart and my seam allowance, making 11.5 inches. So I'll go ahead now and connect the points together. So notice that I did not add my zipper allowance to this back panel. I'll be doing that when I'm cutting on my fabric. So guys, don't forget to add your zipper allowance when you're cutting on your fabric. You can add about 1.5 to 2 inches at the closed edge. So the next thing to do now is to cut this out. So guys, like I said earlier, I added half an inch to the bust point so that by the time I join the armhole darts together, it's going to still be the same measurements. Like my armhole point is still going to be the same measurement. The next thing we want to do now is to cut it out. Don't forget to add your zipper allowance when you are cutting on your fabric. So I'll just go ahead now and cut this out. So I'll open up the dart point this way, and then I'll cut out the neckline. By the time this is what I have after cutting out. This is what it looks like. So right now, I'll just show you guys what the front part and the back part looks like. So this is what we have. So right now, go ahead and join the front pieces together so that you guys can see what it will look like when you cut on your fabric. So I'll go ahead and join the pieces together. So you can use your pins to secure it first before joining. So guys, I went ahead to join the front pieces together, and this is what I have here. This is what it looks like. So the paper tore during the process of joining, but you guys can see how it came out. So if you take your time to join yours together, you're going to get something like this. You won't have any excess at the base. So you can use your pins to also secure it first before joining together. So this is what I have. So guys, this is where we'll be ending this video for today. I hope you find it useful. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and then I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.